Hey guys, so today we are doing a little bit of a different kind of video. This is our first episode specific review.
We love Game of Thrones, which is what we're talking about today, so much that we're like, I think we need to start doing like episode reviews and discussion because they cram so much into every single episode.
Yeah, and honestly, as someone who isn't as big into like the source material, he knows a lot more of the source material than I do. But since I don't know very much of it, it's really hard for me to keep up with all the characters and what we're doing and where we're at. And so I think doing recaps will actually help a lot with that.
So this season opener was awesome.
So good.
When it first started, both of us were very confused.
I was like, is this a flashback? But it doesn't seem like a I'm confused. He's dead. What?
Yeah, because Walter Frey is sitting there talking, and he's throwing this big party, and we're like, is it going to flash forward after this? What's going on? Yeah, and that moment when the face just starts peeling off, and you're like, oh.
It's
it
very
was so
Mission
cool.
Impossible, as Steven said after the episode. But I thought it was a really, really strong opener to the season. I think it was a really great way to start off with a bang. So honestly, from that first scene, it was a lot of setup from there on out. While I think the setup was needed, it just made the first episode kind of slow. And considering that we only have 7 episodes this season, I was kind of hoping for more punch to each episode, and I'm hoping the next 6 have much more.
Yeah, because last season, every single episode seemed to be packed full of punches.
At least the last half of the season was like every single one.
It was crazy, and so much happened. And yeah, this episode, it felt more like it was checking the boxes of every single character that you care about or have met.
So that being said, we go from Arya killing all the Freys to then we're at Winterfell with Jon and Sansa, and there's a little bit of a power dynamic going on there.
Mm-hmm. I think it's more just they have a different idea of how to do things, because...
But they also both are kind of in leadership positions.
Which is
like
true.
they've kind of set it up at the end of last season where they're somewhat on equal footing. Like obviously Jon is still the leader, but I personally felt like they had set it up to where Sansa is more of an equal with him and like a co-leader.
Well, and that's the thing, because technically she is the heir of Winterfell,
right?
Because Jon is a bastard.
Yeah.
So even though he is deemed king of the North by everyone, she's still kind of like the rightful
And she
leader.
honestly has a lot more experience with some of their enemies than he does, as she pointed out with her comments about Cersei and things like that.
So a big chunk of this episode and the locations we visited were all set up for this big war that you know is about to happen. So all the stuff that happened in King's Landing with Cersei and the Greyjoys, and specifically their uncle, you can tell it's a setup for big battles and a big war to come is Cersei's looking for allies and wanting to fight everyone.
We also got to see where Sam is at, which at first, we watched it with some friends and we were all kind of like, his storyline's a little stale at the moment. And then they have this like freaky 5-minute long saga montage of him cleaning chamber pots, which was hilarious, but I think the punchline was passed a little bit. Like
it went a little long. I was like, oh my god, this is so gross.
It kind of made you feel like you were gonna throw up. We actually got a lot of Arya's storyline in this one. At one point we see her traveling through the woods. She's heading to King's Landing, and she comes across this group of people, and it was such a goofy moment of the show. Like, I'm sitting there, and like, we're watching, I was like, who is this beautiful man and his voice? I need to know. And then it's fucking Ed Sheeran.
The fact that they spent a good, 6 to 7 minutes of the show on a scene with him in it was a little goofy to me. The one character that we really didn't see very much of at all this episode was actually Daenerys. She only shows up in the last, 2 minutes of the episode?
I think it was more like 5.
Well, only because they, do the slow pan shot of her just walking up the coast. Does it really count if all she's doing is standing in the scene?
Yeah.
I don't think so. But all she does is land at Dragonstone, walk up to the gates, see her family's throne, walk into the war room, and it was a cool ending where she's like, let us begin. And you're like, yes, please. I'm very interested to see more of her, and I think everyone wants to see more of Daenerys. She's one of the most popular characters on the show.
I'm gunning for her to have the Iron Throne, so.
And I just want more of those dragons. And I think the Greyjoy guy is going to show up with his fleet.
Oh, and they're just going to burn it to the ground, or to the sea.
Because their ships are made of iron, but the dragon should still be able to melt that.
Well, not only that, but their sails aren't made of iron.
I mean, that's true,
You can't move if you don't have sails.
The ship's still mostly wood.
Yeah.
I just don't think they're ready for the dragon. I don't think anyone's ready for the dragons.
Well, because is it widely known that she has them?
Most people know that she has dragons at this point. But
I don't think they understand the magnitude of it.
Yeah, it's a concept until you have 3 gigantic dragons at this point, like, in your face, and then you're like, crap.
Like we said earlier, this episode did have a strong beginning and strong ending, but the middle was a little bit slow, a little bit boring, and we're hoping that the rest of the season has a lot more oomph to it. We're really excited for this season. We've only got 2 seasons left, and we have a lot of expectations, so we're probably going to be pretty critical in these like review recap videos, so keep an eye out for more.
As always, guys, thank you for watching. Please give us a like. It helps us out a lot. And subscribe. We're going to be reviewing every single episode that comes out and talking about and discussing all the parts and things we liked and didn't like. So stick around for that and let us know what you thought in the comment section down below. Did you like this episode? Did you think it was a little slow like we did? Or are you all about it?
Yeah, the whole reason we made this channel is to discuss things with you guys, so please leave us a comment or come talk to us on our social media. We'll have those listed below as well.
And if you want to check out some other videos from us, we'll have them linked right over here. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.
Bye.